Welcome to the Kaiser Permanente Napa-Solano Family Medicine Residency Program. I am Matt Simkowick. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the program director. Over this next 30 minutes or so, I will just review with you an overview of interview season and hit on some of the highlights of what makes us who we are as a residency program. So first, your Kaiser Napa-Solano interview season experience. For those who are interviewing with our program, your interview morning will consist of 3 interviews, one with a resident, either a first, second, or third year resident. All of our residents enthusiastically volunteered to be a part of this process. Number 2, a core faculty. Over a dozen of our core faculty have also thrown their hats in and want to be a part of this process of recruiting the next group of residents to join our residency family. And then finally, the third interview will be with either myself or one of our associate program directors, Dr. Kathy Holder, or Dr. Gabe Flaxman. Second part of our interview season will be a social hosted by the residents. So it is a virtual social. We definitely want it to be as inclusive as possible, so that will be once a week during residency season. Come join on Zoom for an hour. Grab your own comfort beverage and snacks, and just get to know some of our residents and learn about our residency family. The kind of third major part of our virtual interview experience is that resident faculty teams will be hosting also Zoom events that go curriculum by curriculum to give a deeper dive and an opportunity for questions and answers. Some examples of those curriculum include obstetrics, reproductive health, procedures, inpatient medicine, global health, community medicine, diversity, equity, inclusion, and anti-racism, and I could go on, but you will receive a link to all of those experiences. So the Kaiser Napa-Solano Residency Program mission. Please visit our website for the exact new wording as part of our strategic plan 2023 process. We re-examined our program and our mission and collaboratively put together to write what it is that we stand for as a residency program. So we are here as a program to train outstanding family physician clinicians to be competent and confident in training in any setting that a family physician trains in the United States and we think in the world. The core pillars of our program, therefore, are academic excellence, commitment to social justice, commitment to the community that we serve and to the academic pursuit of community medicine, commitment to the diversity of our community by building the diversity of our own residency, residents and faculty, so that we can provide equitable health care, outstanding health care to the community of Vallejo that we serve. Speaking of the community of Vallejo, so this program was very purposefully designed and implemented here in the city of Vallejo because of Vallejo's diversity. So by 2020 census data, Vallejo continues to host one of the most diverse cities in America. A recent article in Forbes magazine bolstered that claim. Our diversity by race, ethnicity, is fortunately fairly easy for all of us to remember, but remarkably diverse in that the residents of Vallejo, about a quarter of our residents identify as Black, African American. About a quarter of our residents identify as Latinx, a quarter as Asian Pacific Islander, and a quarter white. Not only are we a richly diverse city by race, we are also an incredibly diverse city socioeconomically. We're a urban community that sits in the north part of the San Francisco Bay Area, and in many aspects is kind of considered a bedroom community or a commuting community into the cities of San Francisco and Oakland, but is also a richly diverse urban community. Vallejo has had its struggles. In 2008, it became the largest city to date to claim bankruptcy. We, in Vallejo, unfortunately, continue to have very, very low rates of high school graduation, and we continue to have very high rates of poverty, nearly double the national average. Our patient population here at the Vallejo Medical Center is richly diverse. In the inpatient setting, nearly a quarter of all of our patients are either insured through subsidized medical insurance, such as Medi-Cal, Medicaid, Medi-Cal in California, and then otherwise uninsured. Of our Kaiser membership, just over 15% of all of our Kaiser Vallejo members are insured through Medi-Cal. And then the rest is a mix of Medicare and commercial insurance. Kaiser Permanente is the lifeblood of this community of Vallejo. Over 60% of all insured persons in Vallejo name Kaiser Permanente or really quite proudly proclaim Kaiser Permanente as their healthcare medical home. So I actually always say when I'm speaking with applicants and or colleagues about our program that far and away the strength of this program is our people. Our faculty are incredible clinicians, family physician clinicians who have a very richly robust scope of practice and an incredible breadth of experience. Our faculty have trained in all sorts of clinical settings, from FQHC settings to county hospital settings to Kaiser Permanentes. We are super happy to announce the addition of 3 new faculty members who all 3 of whom graduated this past year from our own residency program in the class of 2023. AJ Whitaker, Hannah Bogan, and Jackie Yu. Full spectrum family medicine. So that is who we are. That's in our mission statement, and that is the kind of training that we are all very committed to offering here. The training what that means, it runs the whole gamut. It begins with full scope family medicine clinic. In our integrated delivery system, we have the opportunity to custom build panels so that we can make sure that each resident has the right number or a robust number of pediatric patients, of persons who bear children, of procedures in the clinic, and our procedure clinic is quite robust, doing skin biopsy, IND, toenail removal, trigger, finger and other tendon sheath injections, major joint injections, just to name a few. Our program and our faculty practice inpatient medicine, practice in OB, labor and delivery, practice in the emergency room rapid care, practice in the newborn nursery. Our clinical experience also includes community medicine as part of our full scope of training, where our residents regularly work in the community, and we'll get to that in a little bit more detail. In fact, here we are. So community medicine, we like to say we don't just dabble in community medicine, we really do make an effort to immerse our residents in the community. The experience in community medicine, the curriculum consists of several parts, one of which is regular continuity clinics for our residents at La Clínica in Vallejo, which is one of our local federally qualified health centers. So one resident in each class does clinic at one of our La Clínica Vallejo sites. There's two clinics. One is right up the street in North Vallejo, and the other is downtown on Georgia Street, now called Vallejo Medical. The community medicine curriculum also includes two rotations that are standard in the curriculum, one in first year, one in third year. It includes some other opportunities during our academic half day to work with the Vallejo Unified School District, to work with the Vallejo People's Garden, to work with some of the other organizations, Faith Food Friday, and a couple of others here in town. The new addition to our program we'll mention later, and then definitely talk in great detail during our evening Zoom session, are our community medicine distinctions. One of the several distinctions that our program has built in response to the ACGME changes with regard to amount of elective time that residents have. Advocacy. Our program boasts many opportunities for residents to be involved in advocacy. The main ones that we focus on as a program are involving our group with the California Academy of Family Physicians, the CAFP, specifically around the springtime all-members advocacy meeting that takes place in Sacramento. Roseanne Chen and Tessa Stecker, among other faculty, are officers in the Kaiser Napa-Solano Academy of Family Physicians, or the CAFP branch, the Napa-Solano branch of the CAFP. Our residents are encouraged to get involved. Dr. Roseanne Chen leads a didactic series on health policy and advocacy that our residents work with during academic half day, and it includes the opportunity to write a proposal for resolutions for the AMAM meeting. Additional opportunities in health policy and advocacy, Dr. Tessa Stecker, who is the regional director of our community medicine fellowships in Kaiser Permanente, Northern California, also runs a 2-week health policy elective every fall. And in fact, they're in their second of 2 weeks right now. It's an outstanding program that all residents in our program and all residents in Northern California are invited to be a part of. These are some pictures of our group on lobby day, typically in March up in Sacramento. Global health. Our Kaiser Permanente hosts or sponsors global health opportunities throughout the world in multiple places, including our very own site in Honduras, Ecuador, Guatemala, Kenya, Zambia, Vietnam, Cambodia, and India. Our program focuses really closely with a longitudinal experience rather than medical tourism experiences with our partner community in Las Lajas, Honduras. A group, our program sponsors an opt-out experience for all of our rising third year residents each July, and a group led by our community medicine fellow and our community medicine, our community global health team go with all of the third year residents for a kind of a long week in Honduras, where we set up pop-up clinics in schools and churches, and sponsored longitudinal health projects. Current projects include anemia, include oral health, and the impact of oral health and fluoride application, involve technology integration and implementation within these the rural schools and the communities that we serve, to name just a few. Scholarly activities. The residency program has standard scholarly activities that are really built around every Thursday afternoon is set aside as an academic half day for didactic and seminar experiences for residents. Academic half day includes community medicine and global health. It includes DEIA curriculum. It includes project time for the scholarly projects. Each class each class chooses either a research data analysis project that takes advantage of Kaiser Permanente Northern California's Division of Research and robust data sets, or the class can choose to do a community medicine project. These are all led by or sponsored and mentored by Kat Dang, our research director. Additional opportunities for scholarly activity. We have a monthly journal club. We have a monthly M&M patient safety and quality improvement conference, and along the lines of quality improvement, each resident is responsible for one quality improvement project. Advocating for the future. Our program boasts multiple opportunities for our residents to get involved in youth development. Dr. Ruben Gonzalez and Kat Dang and our community medicine global health fellows work with our local community college in Napa Valley, as well as Solano Community College, to host a longitudinal youth development program called the Medical Scholars Program, that teaches young people who hope to have careers in the health professions, leadership skills, professionalism skills, academic sort of readiness skills, and mentorship, and supports this cohort of students all the way through careers in medicine, and now proudly boasts multiple graduates of the program who are in medical school, who have graduated PA school, physical therapy school, public health, to name just a few. Our program really values wellness, and really values wellness within our community. We have a list of sort of wellness components that include monthly Bayland groups led by Dr. Frank Tyler and Dr. Matthew Rosenberg. Dr. Tyler is our director of behavioral health for the residency program, and Dr. Rosenberg is one of our family physicians who works up in in Vacaville. We have a retreat every spring where we spend a whole weekend as a residency away from the medical center. We have monthly resident wellness lunches that happen on a Monday. Our chief residents implemented last year that have been a huge hit. We have multiple Kaiser Northern California graduate medical education sponsored events, including trips to the baseball games and the Warriors games and various outings. Gym memberships are supplemented. We have yoga opportunities. One of the highlights of our wellness will be one of the social events scheduled for the fall interview season, and that is a program called Literature and Medicine. Dr. Kathy Holder and Dr. Holder's partner, Dave Danzeisen, have been sponsoring a literature and medicine night that's virtually once monthly, and is just an incredible opportunity for residents and faculty to get together, typically at a faculty, one of our faculty members' houses, and we all get together and enjoy, delicious food and drink, and we then all read a piece of literature. So either a poem or a short story vignette or a piece or a small chapter from a book that either is written by a physician or otherwise about medical practice, about practice as a physician. And then we take the time to reflect and share on the experience that we all share of being physicians, of being healers, of being champions for social justice and for health equity, and in so doing, give each other the really, really, really valuable emotional support that is needed to have a sustained, fulfilling, and actually joyful practice as a family physician. Finally, a culture of innovation. I actually think that there are many, many examples of innovation that we will share with you throughout the experience. We are in the process this week and next week of rolling out an electronic scribe system. It's called NABLA throughout the entire organization that will help streamline the note writing process for our clinicians. We have a very robust ultrasound presence within our clinic, where our residents are absolutely confident with regard to obstetric ultrasound, and we continue to develop the other ultrasound curriculum. Every single resident in our program participates or completes a 2-day point of care ultrasound POCUS curriculum sponsored by Contra Costa Medical Center, and we work within just a powerfully innovative healthcare delivery system that continues to be rated the top medical system in the country. Strategic Plan 2023. Our program is always evolving. Okay, founded in 2013. We are entering our 10th cycle of interviews and recruiting. Yay! And in light of new program leadership, I became the program director in April, and in light of new ACGME guidelines for family medicine residency programs in 2023, we have taken the opportunity to collaborate with faculty, leadership, and residents in a strategic plan to take a look at where we're going over the next several years. I think that the most important aspect of our strategic plan is collaboration, and it really speaks to our program's history of of leadership, working with residents, and collaboratively taking resident input to make real changes in the program. So our strategic plan, we are in the process. We've had 2 of our 3 to 4 major meetings, and the plan for the program is to be very, very clear about how we plan to implement with timelines our strategic plan for the next 3 and 5 years, specifically with regard to several focus areas, one of which is equitable feedback and evaluation. The other is equitable learning environment. And we have taken 5 major curricular areas, including community medicine, hospital medicine, obstetrics, the family and community medicine continuity clinic, and the backbone of our training, and then finally our OB curriculum and our ER curriculum. And we are putting together a very specific curricular strategy for outstanding training and equitable feedback evaluation and learning environment. Very recent changes to the curriculum, in addition, include a move from 4-week blocks to 2-week blocks. We are now nearly entirely 2-week blocks in our program. And then I think the other particular area of change is the expansion. We have taken the opportunity with the expansion of elective time to expand our distinction offerings. So 2 years ago, our residents and faculty put together an OB distinction where residents who choose to participate in the OB distinction will graduate with a sort of added certification in non-operative obstetrics, that the program can support that resident in their application for privileges to practice non-operative obstetrics in future professional environments. With this year, we have added a hospital medicine distinction with the same overall goal that a graduate of our program with a hospital medicine distinction the program will certify that resident has participated in a robust curriculum and is prepared to apply for privileges in hospital medicine in future professional situations. And then the third distinction is a community medicine distinction, which is a longitudinal experience over the 2nd and 3rd years that involves a core community site, which include Jesse Bethel High School, school-based clinic. Coming soon is Vallejo High School school-based clinic, La Clínica de la Raza, and then our Care Without Walls is serving and giving care to persons experiencing homelessness, which is run by Emily Fisher, one of our graduates of our program, graduates of our Community Medicine Fellowship program, and current core faculty. Additional projects and focus areas include reproductive health. Several faculty are working on an integrative medicine focus. We're not quite sure if it's going to be a distinction, but you can hear more about that at our Zoom session that takes a deeper dive into integrative medicine, as well as our community medicine. So I once again welcome all of you to the Kaiser Permanente Napa-Solano Family Medicine Residency Program. We are really delighted that you have applied to our program and that you have chosen to give us a closer look. Please Reach out if you have any questions, both during during interviews and throughout interview season. Thank you very much.